Today I want to show you some new Oracle and Tarot decks that get published in May. I think one is in my selection that is actually published the last day of April, but we don't mention that, right? I am guilty of buying too many decks, but there are also too many pretty decks out there, so sometimes I just browse and look at all the upcoming new decks, and I thought, why not share those with you? That's how we ended up here. I did that already for December last year, and there are still 2 decks of those on my wish list where I'm like, I want those so bad. So we will see how it ends up with this selection. It would mean the world to me if you like my content, if you would subscribe and like the video. It helps a lot to get my content out there. I make tarot, oracle cards, readings, flip-throughs, Reiki ASMR, normal ASMR, and talk about mental health and witchcraft and like everything in between. That being said, let's dive right into this. The first deck I want to show you is the Magical Hours Tarot. It is so beautiful. Like, these are peak garden vibes. To be honest, I did not double check this one if it's an AI deck or not. You can't always tell just from the cards. But I really enjoy like the soft images with all those flowers. And I didn't find a very obvious sign for AI, so I give the creator a benefit of the doubt that it's not an AI deck. Oops, sorry. Yeah, the vibes in this one are amazing, and if you haven't already, the explanation here. This deck follows the paths of the sun and the moon throughout the hours of the day and the night, and that's what puts it apart from others, that it incorporates this in the images as well. Oh wait, that's the same author. Okay, I like that they do this on this website. That's the same author that made the Woodland Fairy Tale. Interesting. And the Secret Oracle of the Green Witch. Okay, those are already out, but like, I haven't seen this one before. This is pretty. Okay, that was a short derail, but I think worth it. The next one I want to show you is Lady Stirling's Wicked Garden Oracle. This is the signed edition because the pictures are so visible in this one, so I was like, oh yeah, I can show this. The signed edition, of course, is limited. But if we're going through this, it might actually be worth trying to get the signed edition. This reminds me of the Etherical Tarot deck. I don't remember if that's the actual name, but there's a tarot deck that has the similar vibes. And like Daffodil, Narcissus, Elodia's Saga, like, this is so cute. That is wonderful. I have to admit, this is like, do they say something about this? When Lady Miro Stirling discovers the secret her grandfather tried so hard to keep hidden, she finds she might have the skill to help nature flourish and rewrite ancient bonds long severed. What? Accompanying the highly successful Mother Maud's Carnival of Souls book deck. Oh, so Now I understand. So it's specifically for a specific book, and then companies that should have done the research first. To be honest, I only looked at like, no, even earlier. Like I saw a faun and I saw narcissus and was like, oh, this is beautiful, this is great. And then I didn't look further at the cards until now, because I like to give you my actual reactions when I'm looking at those. And then I got confused while doing this. Oh well. The next one to look at is the Tempest Tarot deck. I just love decks that have an art style like this, and I think you can never have enough of those. Like, look how stunning the Empress is here. It's just like the coast and the sea creatures and sea maidens are around here, and just the art is so pretty. This is my favorite tarot deck, and you can see that the art style is like very similar. So this one had to be on my list, right? Here are the lovers. And I am a sucker for everything mermaid related. So yeah, the theme with mermaids and pirates is really up my alley. King of Wands, Six of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles. This is the back of the cards. I really like it. So I think if you are on the lookout for a new one, this is totally worth it. The Spiritual Meaning of Birds Oracle deck. Discover the wisdom and insight of the divine winged messengers. Can I? Yep, there we go. This is the guidebook. Nothing new here. This is what I wanted to show. How pretty are those? You have bluebirds, you have chickadees, goldfink, junco, yellow warbler, and like all of those have like the one or two bullet points under them, so that helps you a lot when you get to know the deck. And then you have the in-depth explanation here for the card meanings, and you have the little where to find the bluebird, or where to find which bird here, and I feel that's very cutesy. I was torn if I would put this one on my list or not. The Divine Masculine Healing Oracle. I do not use the concepts divine masculine, divine feminine. I'm not a fan of it. I still put this one on, even though I am leaning through this might be AI again, solely for the reason that we do not get enough masculine representation in tarot and oracle decks. I will not get it myself, for that I'm sure of, but it looks very interesting, and I cut it off here, so let me, you have the names of the gods, deities in here. Carnunos is one that I know of. You have a Buddha representation, Atlas. So it's about different cultures from different mythologies and cultures. Now the Sisters of the Fae deck is giving me major cottagecore vibes. You have the Magnolia Mirror, Dandelion Wishes, Early Realms, Webs of Wisteria. The cards are just looking so pretty. Strawberry Seeds, Lavender Fields, Ivy House, Rose Gardens, Rosemary Lane, fairy dust, spring has sprung. I don't know if this one has audio, let's see. No. But yeah, here there's a mini unboxing in this video, and I just felt like it's so cute. May, a spring deck, had to be into what I'm showing you today. Next up, I Am Queen. This is such a playful deck and is uplifting the queen who lives in all aspects of ourselves. New hope, trying to keep it together, resilience, queen of discovery. I just really like the concept. I feel like this is very cutesy and has a consistent art style over all the cards. So this spoke to the admirer of good art in me, because I can't draw or paint for anything. Let's phrase it like that. And this one really piqued my interest. Kitchen Witch Oracle, spells, incarnations and natural remedies. I'm a kitchen witch first and for all, but I have a very bad memory, and so I do a lot of low-key witchcraft. A lot of people don't seem big enough or something. A nice simmer pot. Just lighting a candle, some candle magic, things like that. The right herbs in the right meal. A drink. A lavender latte, a pumpkin spice latte. Those are actually magical things if you want to. Like the cinnamon, the nutmeg, like all those has properties. Back to this oracle. You have things like the Return to Sender card here. The Simmerpot here says, in the whisper of the ancient trees, let my memory be as clear as the babbling streams, grounded in the wisdom of the earth. I really like the vibes with the little reminders here. Oh, I could have just looked at the next picture instead of trying to read what was very little on my screen. Earth and air align, grant me clarity of mind, focus sharp as the winds, rooted like the ancient trees. These are very nice. I like this deck a lot. Mystic Island Oracle. Wisdom from Java and beyond. It looks stunning, that's why it's on this list. I'm a sucker for art. If you put in any interesting art style, I will at least talk about it. I do not have connections to... Is Java South Asian? Yes. South Asian cultures, so I will not get this deck, I know that much. But I find it very interesting, and perhaps it's something for someone out there. And I feel the connections made in this oracle deck are very interesting, and from what I saw this far, like with reclamation, slander, neglect, this might very well be a very good deck for shadow work. Next up is the Animal Spirit Oracle. I am a fan of cute animals. I have a few animal related decks, and Rockpool usually has a very good taste in tarot decks. They are my favorite publisher. Most of my decks I have is actually Rockpool. So these spoke to me. You have like horse independence, deer gentleness, dog home and loyalty, and the And the back of the deck here with the phoenix, stunning. The tiger, faith and inner strength, fox, focused, clever. I really like this. Sadly, this one doesn't have a peek for the guidebook, but yeah, this is really whimsical, pastel-y, beautiful. Then I found this one. Oracle of Oddities Oracle deck. This is like the third installment of this deck, but this has gotten additional cards, so for everyone who wants a little bit more witchy, earthy vibes, a little bit of morbidity in the deck, you got this one. So you have like the nervous systems, muscles, parts of skeletons, and connection to nature with that. This is a very interesting level, and you have cards like these that mirror each other, like dreams and then nightmares. It's visually so intriguing to me. I can't really say more about this deck. It's a vibe. I feel like with this deck it's a you love it or you hate it. The Illuminated deck of Holy Souls. I personally do not work with angels or saints or anything like that, but I am, like stated a few times in this video, an art nerd. So this deck had to be on my list because it is all this colored glass. I'm blanking on the actual expression like now. But it is so pretty. I don't have any use of it, but I am a sucker for this art style and for these little glass windows where the light comes through, and perhaps someone wants to see the deck here and does like to work with angels and saints. So who knows? And the last one, I don't think I can show all the pictures of the last one. That's on Kickstarter. No, it's crowdfunding. It's called Vibrating Tarot and is exactly that. I'm gonna put it like this for a second. So yeah, it's Queen of Whips, Queen of Rope. I can't say what the water name is, or earth. If you zoom in, you can see it here. But yeah, that's just a very funny deck that I thought I would share with you at the end of this video. For everyone who sticked around long enough. So, that being said, thank you for joining me on this journey. I would be very grateful if you leave a sub, like this content,